Well, hey, it's Pastor Seth here with you again. And on Sunday, I gave a sermon out of Genesis chapter 1. We're starting a new series called What Happened? How did the world get the way it is, with all the good and all the bad all mixed up together? And we looked at Genesis 1. And one of the things I said is often when we come to Genesis chapter 1, we dive deeply. We want to think deeply about the details. And so we took more of a big picture view on Sunday rather than to get into the details of the text. But that was a little bit hard for me because I was a biology and chemistry major in college. And so there's just part of me, I just wanted to dive into the details. So I thought I'd take a couple videos this week and just share a little bit. And yesterday I shared about just the complexity on the cellular level. We have DNA and RNA and this cell membrane around each of our cells, and there's internal intracellular processes that are at work: transcription, translation, protein synthesis, all of cell division, all of these things that are going on, and they're all so complex. But if you take a step up from that, one step bigger than that is like cells and tissues and how things work in our body. And I spent a lot of time, I took one of my favorite classes was called immunology. This was my immunology textbook. And right now with COVID-19 and all that stuff, we're hearing a lot about antibodies and vaccines, but that's what we studied. And I got to tell you this: we have a type of cell that's called a natural killer cell. When our professor, he lectured about natural killer cells, NK cells, I thought that is cool. Natural killer cells, you have those. Your immune system is finely tuned to keep you healthy. It is an amazing, incredible thing. This is just an introduction, a basic introduction to your entire immune system, antibodies, how it all works, B cells, T cells, all that stuff. Just incredible. I also had to take a class called anatomy. This was just where we learned the parts. This is human anatomy, and we did dissections and stuff. But just learning. I mean, here's an example, just about your brain. You can see that. Just about the parts of your brain and all the different structures and all the different neurons and where they go and where they're activated and what they control and how they work together is just absolutely incredible. People devote their lives to studying and understanding just the human brain. And they don't scratch the surface. And then there's maybe one of my favorites. It was one of my hardest classes, physiology. One of our top biology profs, and he was no joke. When he did like a test, his tests were infamous. They were so hard. Most of the time, you think multiple choice. Oh, I like multiple choice. A, B, C, D. You can name out, get out a few. But he would go A, B, C, D, and then he would go F. And he would give combinations of all of them. So you couldn't just rule one out. You actually had to know the answer. Imagine that. And but talking about how your heart beats and what's going on inside your heart and how your muscles contract and how your nerves feel, how action potentials move so quickly from like the tip of your toes all the way to your brain, and then there's an impulse that's sent back down to tell them what to do. It is amazing. The deeper you dive into the human body and the human organism, the more, and it's not just humans, but animals and plants, and it is just amazing. And the scriptures say, and this was so helpful for me, the scriptures say that we are fearfully and wonderfully made in Psalm 139, and that God, He knits us together. He forms us together in our mother's womb. And the more that I dove into biology and chemistry and just the incredible complexity that we find there, the more I was convinced, man, this could not have just come about by random chance or time. There's no good scientific explanation that I've ever seen where they explain where does life come from. It's the question. How does life happen? How did it happen? It's so complex. The best answers are related to, well, given enough time, anything can happen, or well, maybe life rode to Earth on an asteroid. There's a theory out there like that. But that's because there's no good answer. Life is a miracle. And friends, The scriptures say that God created it. And there's good reason that we can rely on that.